rhythm.
You're like I'm like J.K. Simmons, and you're like the other guy in Whiplash. So if you can't tell already, we're talking about the Mario Bros. Super Show.
We didn't even do the intro to the show.
Welcome to Gameography, the show about the Super Mario Super Show and Mario who makes them.
Okay, but does J.K. Simmons even play the drums in that movie? Or does he just yell at him?
That's actually a good point, yeah.
So I feel like he doesn't even play the drums.
He plays the drummer.
Exactly. Yeah.
He plays Miles Teller, is that his name?
Like the actor or the character?
I believe so, yeah. I don't know the character from Whiplash's name.
I think his name is Whip.
Whip.
And then
JK's
Lash. Plash?
Oh yeah, Whiplash. That's the name. That's the actual name of the film. Because he's the one whip and he's the other Plash.
Yeah, everyone was always confused before it came out why it had two P's in the title.
Yeah, not unreasonably so. Speaking of two P's, there's two P's in the thing that we're about to say at the same time together. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Patty cake, pasta man. Give me pasta power as fast as you can.
Pasta power. Should we just put that clip of them saying it in?
I want to put it in the clip underneath us saying it and have it slowly rise up in volume as we say it.
Can you put it in like Dolby 5.1 or whatever surround sound where from different corners of the room is like I'm on one side and then you're on the other and then from the back is the clip from the show or whatever.
Yeah, actually, this is a good time to bring this up, is that this podcast actually only works audio-wise in a full surround sound sound system or whatever. Mm-hmm. You cannot listen to this in headphones or over normal speakers.
Yeah, you miss half the show.
Yeah, there's actually a whole second show happening in the background speakers, but it only plays over Dolby surround sound. We're not sponsored.
Yeah. So
anywho,
today, like Tim said, we're talking about. We also didn't introduce ourselves. I'm Devin.
You're Mario, and I'm Luigi. And by that I mean we're the actors who play them in this show. We're horrible. I'm bad, and he's worse.
You mean the WWE Hall of Famer Lou Albano as Mario?
Lubano?
And Lou Albano.
Wow.
And Danny Wells as Luigi. I think also a wrestler.
Do they do the voices in the animated part as well? That's what I couldn't tell.
I believe so, yes. Oh wow, okay, so Luigi's not a wrestler, but Mario
that's weird.
Is a wrestler.
They hired a non-wrestler to play Luigi?
I know, that's weird.
The one member of the cast who's not a wrestler is Luigi? If anyone should be a wrestler. Who plays Toad, though? Because that is 100% the best part of the show.
It's a good cue. That was not in my notes.
Wow. Because you had no idea that Toad was going to be the show stealer. Okay. Can
you do an impression of him?
He's like, I'm not a bird. I'm not a Boyd. I'm not a Boyd.
Stop calling me a chivvy. Is Toad a New Yorker too? Is that what they're saying?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. In fact, I think the only person who isn't audibly a New Yorker is Peach, which is messed up because, yeah, like I said when we were watching it, it should have been Marissa Tomei or a spicy Italian broad who played Peach, and they all could have just been like that, out of my Uncle Vinny or my cousin Vinny.
Toad is played by John Stalker.
Okay, is he a wrestler?
He is an act. It seems like mostly a voice actor. He's been in a lot of stuff. Seems like mostly kids stuff like this.
Mostly adaptations.
He was in the Beyblade TV series.
Oh wow! I probably
in 2001.
I'm actually a big fan.
Let's see. Wait, what? There was an Ace Ventura TV show, animated TV show?
That actually sounds familiar to me. I think I've seen pictures of that or something.
What the hell? And it, Jim Carrey is not in it.
Unsurprisingly.
Yeah. There's a Donkey Kong Country TV show? He was in that. Oh,
is it specifically Donkey Kong Country, or is it the 3D animated one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My God, this looks so bad.
I literally think that we need to do an episode on that show, because that show is arguably worse than Mario. I'd say definitely.
Yeah, when we get around to Donkey Kong, let's see. What else has he been in?
All the games that Donkey Kong has made.
He's been in a lot of like video game adaptations, it seems like.
Yeah, because he killed it on this first one, so obviously television Nintendo hired him again.
He's in the X-Men animated series.
Another classic video game.
He's in a series called Dog City.
Another classic video game.
Oh, he's in the Hedgehog. The Hedgehog. Sonic.
The Hedgehog.
Sonic, the Hedgehog.
Sonic,
as additional voices. Oh, weird. So there was So this is the first of a couple of different Mario animated shows. Actually,
really?
There was one. Yeah, there's
geez.
This one got like canceled, or it ended, I guess, like in 1989.
Yeah, no, the writers decided the show was ending because of the story had a natural ending point. It wasn't that the show got canceled.
Yeah, they were like, no, we refuse to write anymore. This is the end of the show.
We planned there to be 52 episodes, and at the end, Peach dies.
A lot of people, like say that like Breaking Bad and like that kind of era of shows was like the first shows to really do that. Not true. The Super Mario Bros. Super Show.
I was going to say 1889. 1989 was the golden age of television. That's what most people don't realize.
But basically, the show continued. I'm looking at it now. It's the same creators. It looks like, but maybe with a different cast actually.
Oh wow!
But there was the Adventures of Super Mario Bros. 3 to coincide with the release of Super Mario Bros. 3. And then in 1991, there was a Super Mario World TV show as well.
Wow. What are they like? Just the same as this show, but trying to incorporate elements of the game?
I assume so, yeah. And so the interesting thing is this guy who plays Toad, he plays Toad in The Adventures of Super Mario Bros. 3, but then he plays a character called Oogatar.
Oh, okay.
In Super Mario World. So, don't know what that is.
The Super Mario Bros. 3 show looks exactly the same, basically.
Yeah, no, it's really the same. The Super Mario World, they replaced Toad with Yoshi, it looks like.
Oh, wow.
So I don't think Toad's in it.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean,
yeah.
Toad isn't exactly iconic in, I mean, is he even in 3 or Super Mario World?
I don't know if he is in Super Mario World.
Tune in a few weeks when we talk about those games.
Yeah, I assume he's in 3. I think he's in 3, but in case, we should also say this show is on Netflix, so if you want to watch it and see what we're talking about, you can just look up Super Mario Super Show on Netflix, and it has the whole series.
And I would recommend you watch that show before listening to this. One, because it is very worth watching, and also because I think it'd make this a little more enjoyable.
Plumbing's a game. We're not like the others who get all the fame. If your sink is in trouble, you can call us on the double. We're faster than the others. You'll be hooked on the brothers.
Where to begin?
Let's start at the beginning. It starts with a Mario rap song with green screen footage of Mario and Luigi, who are just... It looks like it's just two like old men in Halloween costumes. Like it looks like a YouTube sketch video from the early 2000s. Like
and so they have these like gruff like middle-aged like stereotypical Italian like
hey, Mario.
Yeah, what are you doing? Voices. And so that's like the voice that's like also doing the rap along with the it's kind of like worked into the like Koji Kondo theme.
Oh, yeah. It's actually, I mean, it was an all right song though.
Yeah, like that's probably the best part of the episode for sure. And then
it opens up into like King of Queens, but it's Mario. And we had been joking right before without real. I had no idea that it was going to be a sitcom with a laugh track.
Yeah.
We were joking about what if it had been like Seinfeld and it's just Mario and Luigi talking in Jerry's apartment. It turned out to basically be that, but like way worse.
But it's like the kid version of sitcom, like where it's
Kidcom.
Yeah, it's like none of the jokes really make sense. They're just they're just like wacky.
That's a perfect description. Yeah. Yeah, like they say, "Oh, we're the best plumbers in New York," and then she holds up a newspaper that says that, and then the laugh track plays.
Yeah, so there's there's apparently like a different like guest star in the live action part every week. So that there's like this lady who who knows what she's from.
It was like you almost couldn't have scripted it more to be like a perfect looking back at an 80s show where they're like, oh, hey, it's blank from blank show. And you just have no idea who it is, but you can tell that that's like a very topical, like hip person to have on.
Yeah, like she's probably from some other kid show or something like that.
Yeah, I feel like I imagine her being from like one of those like early 90s talk shows like the Sarah Michelle Gellar was on as a kid.
I mean, honestly, probably, yeah.
Yeah, that's
like,
what I pictured.
This seems like the era where that was like probably like really becoming a thing.
Yeah.
Or, had like a little before this probably.
Mm-hmm. Well, they realized that they could make television really bad.
Yeah, they could like make anything and kids would like it if it was just like had wacky sound effects in it.
Which, speaking of wacky sound effects, one of the best parts of the sitcom part is how just they just throw in clearly in post, like they edit in all the Mario sounds just at almost random times where just Mario will take some steps and he's just like do it.
Or like they when they're like, so they're like, here, I'll show you how I fix a pipe, and then Luigi goes out and it's just like doing the like mushroom sound effect, I think, right? Every time he like cranks his wrench, it's like brr, 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 brr.
I feel like it was universally all the sound effects were wrongly used, like they weren't like a corresponding to the game. It was just like putting them in wherever it sounded right.
I feel like the interesting part of the live action thing is like it's like they clearly live in like this shitty apartment.
That's also Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of a Pee-wee's Playhouse vibe, but then also like, so that like how the guest star is introduced, or at least in this episode, is like they open their bathroom like medicine cabinet, and then her face is on the other side of it. And at first, I thought it was gonna like when I saw that, I was like, is this like Princess Peach and like they're about to get like sucked into the mushroom kingdom?
That's exactly what I thought. Yeah, we didn't say that. That's exactly what I thought was gonna happen.
But I feel like. But then she just like walks into their apartment. So it's like I was wondering are they trying to say that like their apartment is so shitty that there's just like a hole in the wall where their like medicine cabinet is?
I guess, yeah, that makes sense. Kind of.
Otherwise, I have no idea what.
I couldn't even process that in time before something else insane happened after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing that really just feels like a missed opportunity is that it's just like this vignette essentially at the beginning and end. The sitcom is. We're like, yeah, I was so sure that they were gonna go down a warp pipe and it was gonna become the cartoon.
I know,
would have been like a lot more interesting, honestly.
I know, it's so like it's such a missed opportunity that they don't like get turned into cartoons. Like, yeah, there's no connection between the two. Like they don't even like reference like in the live action parts that like it is literally just like a sitcom of like two like bumbling guys. Like they don't even reference that like there's anything else going on.
Yeah, and so after this sitcom, we cut to what do we cut to? The Mario and Luigi and Peach and Toad.
Mario and Luigi. So like the intro song plays again.
Oh yeah, that was
but
really
this
weird.
time over an animated like intro where Mario and Luigi get sucked down a pipe drain in their bathroom, and then like it shows a bunch of random clips of like Koopas and Princess Peach and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then it goes into the actual episode, so you have to watch the
and like there's like a little like title card, like it literally like you could cut out the sitcom part and it would you would never know that there was like another thing missing almost.
Yeah, now that you say that, I wonder if they did that on purpose so that like if they were gonna like replay episodes or something, they could just like cut out that stuff and just use the cartoon part or something like that.
Yeah, we gotta make it a clean cut so we can take it out when people realize that it's not good.
So it's so it's like as easy as possible to edit for us.
I mean, also, it was like there. Well, we weren't entirely sure, but there was vaguely like, I don't know, adult references or something. Like, I feel like Mario was being weirdly sexual towards this blonde woman, and maybe like literally they wouldn't want to play that for kids, and so like there'd be like a kid edit where they would put two of the cartoons together. I feel like that could be possible.
I mean, I'm pretty sure like I don't think would be a kid edit. Like it's a kids show. Like, but yes,
this is an adult television series.
I think
with a kids show inside it.
They probably did. Like I think that weird like sexual stuff was probably unintentional.
I think it was intentional, but it was the late 80s, so that was normal to them.
Yeah, no, it could have been intentional. You're right, but just like they're like, kids won't.
Yeah,
like this is just funny to us or something like that. I don't know. So the episode that we watched was the first episode, which is called, what is it, Birdo or something? the bird.
Oh yeah. Okay, it's so confusing that Birdo is referred to as Birdo the whole time, but also referred to as a bird. But then what makes that so much worse is that there's actual just vanilla birds in this episode. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
They haven't even been like modded or anything. They're just straight up vanilla birds.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
This is the episode description on Netflix. It's a serious case of mistaken identity when a giant birdo thinks Toad is her missing baby and tries to claim him as her own.
Is this not just a normal-sized birdo?
Is that... that was my response, yeah. I don't understand that. It seems to me that they didn't really understand what Birdo was. Absolutely, or what the character... Like, what was... like, the character at all. Because, first of all, it's like... Birdo has glasses, and they look kind of like grandma-like-esque.
Yeah.
And then...
And also, So I just want to also say, first off, welcome to the Birdo Connection.
The Birdo Connection.
Okay, so one, as we talked about in the last episode, Birdo in this is a species, not a character.
Well,
right?
Perhaps. I don't. This is. I mean, we see Birdo, and then we see like the baby Birdo.
So, and also it's referred to as like a baby bird, right? Chibi bird. So it's like, I think in the canon of this show, Birdo might be the character, but she's like a grandma, which is weird. And then they're called birds. Okay,
but this is my question. So as we talked about in our Super Mario Bros. 2 episode, Birdo is trans.
Although it's not totally clear throughout the recorded history of Mario.
But at least in that initial...
Yeah, basically, Birdo is trans in that first episode, or the first game, the first appearance. And then throughout the different games and stuff, it's like kind of changed, where sometimes she is, sometimes she isn't. But we also I really don't feel like it's clear whether or not this is supposed to be the same Birdo as in the game. We stopped being silly about this. We're actually I'm getting kind of invested in just trying to figure out the canon of Birdo.
This is not my Birdo, I'll say that.
This is not America's Birdo.
Because also, if we also recall to Super Mario Bros. 2, there isn't just one Birdo in that. There's different... Remember, there's different colors of Birdos even?
Oh!
So, but this is the pink one is the standard Birdo, I guess you would say. Like the vanilla Birdo.
Not modded Birdo. See, this really is... We really do need to have the Birdo connection to get to the bottom of this. That will be one of the... This is becoming, to me, the secondary goal of this whole podcast, because it really is remarkably unclear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and I feel
just what exactly is going on with Birdo.
I feel like they probably have purposely tried to make it unclear. If it would be my guess. They put that in the first, that she, whatever the wording was, she mistakenly believes she's a woman or whatever, or a girl. Mm-hmm. They probably put that in, and then later we're like, we probably shouldn't have done that or something. And we're just going to kind of pretend that doesn't exist.
I think you're giving too much credit to Nintendo. I think that all of this is just... I bet that if you asked Miyamoto now, he wouldn't even totally know what you're talking about.
Oh, no.
I don't think
I
they
100% don't think Miyamoto probably even knows about this. Because like I don't think he came up with that character or anything. So
yeah, especially Miyamoto.
Like
he would just point to himself if someone asked him.
There's still the lingering question of because that game was originally like that tie-in with Fuji TV in Japan. Like, did that like TV company just come up with Birdo? Like, was it even Nintendo? These are the questions.
Someone should make a podcast that answers these questions. Because
like a 12 episode like serial style like.
I think that we should adapt the Birdo Connection into a full other podcast that's like 10 times more like meticulously planned than this, where we actually really dive deep.
And it's all like interviews with people and stuff. And like we filed like court documents to try and uncover the truth.
We tracked down Birdo. We found her in the phone book. But she wouldn't appear she did not answer our email. She will not appear on the show.
Birdo only agreed to come on under a voice like modulator.
I'm Birdo. This is
okay.
Is that the end of the Birdo Connection?
Yeah.
So
I mean, this whole episode is like Birdo.
This whole podcast is the Birdo Connection.
Yeah, we should stop fooling ourselves. So what even? Like, I'm trying to think of what even happens in this episode, and like,
I already forgot.
Basically nothing. Like,
Birdo takes Toad.
So Birdo steals Toad, and then they have
mistaking
to go
him for
rescue
her
him.
Child who's lost.
Right. She's lost her child, which she thinks Toad is for some reason. I guess the reason they put glasses on her is to like make it like have an excuse for why she has bad eyesight.
Yeah, and there's the one like scene where you see through POV Birdo and her vision's all blurry.
Yeah, I wonder if that's the only like time in history that we have POV Birdo. There's no first-person Birdo games. There's hardly any first-person Nintendo games at all, let alone a Birdo game.
What if they released a first-person Birdo game? Just imagine that.
And it's all blurry to like go along with this episode. You can't see anything.
Birdo canonically has like not 20/20 vision.
But yeah. And it is interesting that this is the first episode of this show, and almost everything in it like comes from Super Mario Bros. 2. It really seemed like.
I guess. Well, you're obviously right. Yeah.
Like obviously Birdo. I mean, like Toad as like more of like a character is really
and I mean just the fact that it's Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Toad hanging out. That's Mario too.
Yeah, exactly.
The vegetables.
Exactly at the end. Who threw that vegetable?
He's like, okay, I'm out of here.
I really like want that like clip as like a ringtone or something.
Hallo Freunde! Jetzt kommt die Super Mario Brothers Super Show! Au, wir sind die Mario Brothers! Das kann mir bekannt, nicht wie die anderen.
Yeah, so they're chasing Toad, and then King Koopa, aka Bowser, tries to stop them by having regular birds drop bombs on them.
And so this is the weirdest thing to me about and that's not true. This is one of the many weird things about this episode is that there's almost like none of the bad guys, the enemy henchmen or whatever, are actual characters from these games, in which there are so many like significant and memorable like henchmen bad guys.
Yeah, the bob-ombs are like kind of it.
The bob-ombs,
but
it's like literally just birds.
There's birds, and then there's like those weird like snow monster kind of guys.
Oh, that lick his feet. Yeah,
I thought they were like boos at first, but
they kind of look like
not.
boos, but they're not ghosts.
They look like before they're like the prototype of boos, because they're like what you would first draw as like this is like a ghost kind of looking thing.
Yeah.
But it's not. Doesn't actually look that good. So then they get there's King Koopa sends an avalanche after them. They get stuck in this little room where there's a fire flower that Mario gets, and that's when they do the pasta power
Oh yeah.
little song. I do like that they didn't try to think of anything. Like in the game, like obviously you just run into the fire flower and get it.
Yeah.
But like you would assume that like there's something else going on there, you know? Like does Mario eat it or like
No.
something
It's a
like
fire flower. No one explains it. They're just like, look, it's a fire flower. And Peach explains to Mario how it turns him into Super Mario.
yeah. No, it doesn't turn him into Super Mario. It turns you into a Super Mario.
Oh, okay.
I understood that as anyone could take a fire flower and they would become Super Mario.
The second funniest part of the whole episode to me is that when he shoots the fireballs, it's as underwhelming as it is in the game, where he just points his finger and it just like pops out.
Yeah, it just comes out. No, it's more, to me, it's more underwhelming than it is in the game. Like, they did all they could in the game.
Yeah, yeah.
They couldn't have made it like look any cooler, really. Like, your character is like so like, you know, it's made of like 10 blocks or whatever.
Yeah.
10 pixels.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and it literally just comes out of his finger in this. So he melts snow with that. Eventually, they find Birdo's baby or child, and then reunite Birdo and the child, and then so Birdo decides to help them and has a bag
Flight of the Valkyries
turnips.
starts playing, and Birdo and Toad come and rain vegetable hell upon Bowser and his henchmen. It's very weird.
That is like straight out of Mario 2, like just throwing those
and
enemies.
veggies. Yeah, that's the whole animated part. It's very
It's
weird.
like weird, and like it's the weirdest part to me is that that's the first episode.
Yeah.
Like they don't set like obviously I assume they assume people know who these characters are, I guess, but it's still it's like there's no setup of like who is Peach, who is King Koopa. Like
I mean, I
literally
question
anything.
whether any cartoon from that era would have done that, though. You know,
That's true.
like I
Yeah.
feel like if you watch the first Looney Tunes episode, when did that come out? Looney Tunes? It's like is that
a
80s?
long time ago. No.
Well, whatever the like this era of cartoon. I bet if you'd watch the first episode, it'd be the same thing. Where it's just
This was like, what's that show? With He-Man?
Skeletor. Yeah,
Yeah.
I absolutely thought that. Yeah,
Yeah, this is like He-Man and like that whole like era, like Thundercats, like
very-
Transformers.
yeah. G.I. Joe, or would that be a little earlier?
G.I. Joe probably was still a thing. Yeah, I mean 80s. So
Yeah, this is a very specific era of cartoons that has such a distinct like style and feel, and I've always hated it.
I mean, yeah, like I feel like the distinct quality of this era of cartoon is just bad quality,
Yeah.
like animation. Like they just like
Yeah.
cut corners everywhere they possibly can.
Yeah, and obviously me and Devin are too young to like have any nostalgia to that era, so it's just like weird.
But like I would have expected them to like just do like saving Princess Peach as the first episode, you know?
Yeah, that would have made a lot more sense. Yeah, like why not use story from these games?
Yeah,
You're basing
exactly.
it off of. Like if
Like,
you're gonna go off script, at least make up a better story than this one.
Yeah. Well, it's like I don't even think they like say that like they're in the Mushroom Kingdom or anything like that, you know? Like
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
it's just yeah. Very
not
interesting.
enough world building in this cartoon. That's my problem.
Super Mario World, it's a blast from the past. It's Super Mario World, you got to move fast.
I really wonder what like kids at the time thought of this when it came out.
Ugh. Could we interview a kid from this era?
I have the like the main like the first review that comes up on
Wow.
IMDb
Okay, please tell.
from 2003 from SSJ Anyfan. Believe it
Okay.
or not, before I saw this series, I didn't know who Mario or Link from the Zelda series was. We didn't even mention that. There's just an ad
Well-
for
Well, that comes in the second sitcom part.
yeah.
So we're
Yeah.
technically
Oh,
not there
right.
yet.
That's right. It goes back and then forth. Okay. I did not own a Nintendo Entertainment System until my 5th birthday, and I first saw the show when I was 3 years old. All right, so there clearly it's nostalgia.
Yeah.
Which gave me my first real taste on the wonderful world of Nintendo. I loved it. Even now, I miss this series. Blah, blah, blah. I thought it was really cool how both tunes would use the actual sound effects from the games. That is cool. That is a cool part.
Yeah, actually, that must have been awesome to see like at that time.
Yeah, and then he's just talking about how like cartoons used to be cool. Remember when they had shows like Ninja Turtles, Jetsons, and Tiny Toons? What happened to those days? Oh well, I was ticked off when they changed the theme song during the 90s. Oh wow. That must have been for like the Super Mario Bros. 3 show or something.
Oh yeah. Yeah, maybe when it was airing these shows, were they like almost considered part of the same show, like a continuation of it?
I assume so, yeah. I assume it was just like at the same time and everything, like a continuation. Yeah. This is the end of the review. Bottom line, in all caps, I don't care what anyone says. I love this show.
Yeah, I could see why someone who saw this as a 3-year-old would like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I were a 3-year-old, maybe I'd have enjoyed that.
I could honestly see a lot of kids liking this to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Like to the extent of like seeing characters you like and like hearing the sound effects and stuff and just thinking it's like goofy.
I actually this feels like we could do a whole episode talking about this maybe. I had this distinct feeling through all of my childhood, and I wonder if you had the same thing where I felt like I was obsessed with all these video game characters, you know? Like in elementary school, like all I wanted in the whole world was a toy of Tails from Sonic. Like or like Mario or anything. Like having just branded blankets or something. That would have been so cool. And I just feel like you never saw that.
What do you mean you never saw that?
Like I never came across like video game toys as a kid. There, at least when I was a kid, like in early 2000s, late 90s, I don't think that like I never heard of any of these shows except for the Donkey Kong show that my parents got me on DVD at one point, or VHS actually. But it's like it felt like there was like a drought. Whereas now if you go to Walmart, you can see like a million Mario toys.
Yeah.
Did you have that yearning as a child?
I don't remember specifically yearning for like video game character, like toys or anything. But you're right. Like that didn't really exist that much. You're right. Like, which is weird. You would think there would have been a lot of like, especially like Mario stuff. Yeah,
because plenty of us kids of our age liked Mario, and I would have bought so many of those toys as a child.
That's interesting. Yeah, I've never thought about that. No, like, yeah, because I just had like toys from like cartoons and like Star Wars and stuff like that.
Anything that was like a cartoon or like Star Wars, like a movie series, you could find at Toys R Us, but like nothing from a video game in particular. It's weird. That's weird.
I wonder if that has like something to do with like Nintendo just like not wanting like
maybe
their character to be on everything or something like that. I don't know. That is strange though.
I mean, maybe after this era of like all the horrible branded content, they might have pumped the brakes.
Yeah. See, and I wonder if a lot of that stuff maybe was around like in the 90s before, like when we were too young.
Yeah.
Because like I think the 90s was like top level, just like shitty like Nintendo tie-ins everywhere.
Yeah.
Because Nintendo was just like on top of the world in the 90s.
Miyamoto was riding high.
On the week of its premiere, the Super Mario Bros. Super Show was the highest rated syndicated series at the time. So it was like huge when it first came out, but then it said like the next like few weeks it like kind of lost viewers.
Yeah, I can see why.
So let's talk about that Zelda.
Yeah, because so after the cartoon, we cut back to the sitcom, and it's the continuation of the thrilling plot that we saw in the beginning, where Mario and Luigi are getting this guest star very filthy, cover her in water, and then it just cuts away almost completely unexplained to footage of the Zelda show.
Well, what is it? Like she says something, they're like, let's look at like what's coming up on Zelda, and then it just cuts to like an ad for
Just cuts to a bunch of clips. It actually made it look pretty cool. I was like, we should do another one of these for that show.
Yeah. So I think that show is actually within the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, if I'm not mistaken. Like,
what?
Like, I don't know if they like alternate or if it's like half the episode is one, half the episode is the other, or something like that.
What?
Or maybe not. No, maybe it is a different show.
That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, I don't know. They're definitely like related.
Wait, yeah, because it says the Legend of Zelda voice cast is within the Super Show wiki article.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. We'll have to find out.
I'm reading the Wikipedia. I'm so confused. I
really don't know. Like, it's a mystery to me.
Reception. The series is notable for its negative reception. Link usually meets Zelda's angry remarks with his sarcastic catchphrase, "Well, excuse me, princess." Especially, and it's spoken by Link on 29 occasions throughout the 13 episodes.
So more than 2 times an episode. That's crazy.
There's 3 times where it's 3 times per episode. 3 episodes.
Or maybe there's just one episode where he says it like 15 times.
Do the Mario, swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go. Do the Mario, take one step. And then again, let's do the Mario all together now.
The ending of the whole episode is so bizarre because when it's back in the sitcom,
do the Mario, like that part.
Well, there's that, yeah, but then there's like the whole ending of like the plot of the sitcom thing is that they messed up the pipe and it like sprayed dirty water on her, and then she's like, "Oh no, I gotta sit down," and then there's just a cake on a chair, and then they're like, "No, don't sit there," and then they move the cake, and Luigi just puts it on the floor, so she ends up stepping on the cake,
like and she foot away from the chair, like
And then she ends up sitting on a different chair that has a pizza on it.
Oh, I thought it was a pie.
I think it's a pizza.
A pizza pie?
Yeah, and then she has like grease all over her pants or whatever. And then she's like, "No, this is actually perfect because I'm going to a dirty party or whatever.
A sloppy party.
Sloppy party.
You saved me the trip of going to buy a costume for it. It's very weird. It doesn't. Was that a reference to something in the late 80s? Did that make sense to people then?
I don't know, but it also like seemed vaguely erotic because then they were just like, "Well, okay," and then just start smearing cake all over her.
I didn't like that part.
Yeah, no.
I really like though when they had 2 different chairs with pastries sitting on them.
Yeah.
That part I really liked.
Yeah.
Also, they have a big chute that just dumps trash into their apartment, seemingly completely by random.
Yeah. Well, okay. So do you think that was supposed to happen, or do you think like the chute like broke?
Devin, I do not know. What would the proper operation of this trash chute in their apartment's living room be then?
I guess that's a good point. Yeah.
Also, it's a pretty big apartment.
It's a big apartment, but it's like a studio where like there's no other rooms. Like their bathroom and everything is all in just one space. And then also, I just like basically like how Mario and Luigi live is they just have like cake and pizza just like out at all times on chairs. Well, I think that'll do it for this episode.
Yeah, that's plenty.
Yeah.
I really cannot stress how much, if you didn't watch it before listening to this, you should go watch it.
You should definitely go watch it. Yeah.
Grab your closest friend and watch this horrendously weird sitcom cartoon from 1989.
There's really nothing else like it that I can think of.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll probably... I have a feeling we're going to do more of these episodes because that was very fun. So
yeah. But for now, you can follow us on Twitter to stay up to date.
Yes.
To when those episodes are coming.
It's at Gameography Pod. We were supposed to say it at the same time.
And you can also go to our website, gamerrppod.com, to get to links to everything, how to subscribe and everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, that'll do it for this episode.
There we go. On 3, Devin. 1, 2, 3. Pasta power!